Hey, my friends, how are you? This is another episode of the series. I have decided to move to San Antonio now. What? Today I'm going to talk about a subdivision where I live, which it's not the subdivision where I first, or the side of town where I first moved into San Antonio. Because again, as I mentioned in the previous episode of this thing, when I first moved into San Antonio back in 1996, okay, I had to stay close enough to 410 and I-35 because the business used to be in Laredo and had to go back and forth every week to pick up the merchandise that we were bringing over here to San Antonio. So back then, I chose, I guess, because it's been a while. I mean, it's 28 years ago, right? So I had to choose a subdivision that was as close to 35 South as possible. So I ended up buying a house right next to SeaWorld. Right, like SeaWorld used to be my backyard. And back then, you had SeaWorld, but like there was no, or 151 was nothing what it looks like now, because a lot of the big boom in the San Antonio has been the far west, which is there. So I will talk about far west in a different episode, but today I'm going to talk about Stone Oak. So why did I ended up moving from a place? Well, because that business, I'm not going to say it went bust, but that was not the need anymore. And having a special needs child, I was looking for the best area with the best special needs program available. So you see, different considerations: work, education, proximity. Those are the factors that will determine where you want to live. So I decided to move into the Stone Oak area because back then, Northeast Independent School District had one of the best programs for special needs. And yes, that was true. My daughter went through Stone Oak Elementary, Hardy Oak Elementary, Lopez Middle School, Reagan, and Johnson for a while there, which are the schools that belong to Northeast Independent School District. But what is Stone Oak? So Stone Oak is the area that is right smack there between 1604 and 281. And even though, like for instance, when you're driving north on 281 coming in from the airport, which is another reason why I really like it over here, because it's really close to the airport. When you're driving south to north, now Stone Oak, even though it's not specifically Stone Oak, which is on the left side of 281, driving north again, you go past 1604 and keep on driving. There's a big other growth area, which is TPC Parkway, okay, which is where the JW Marriott is. Now, this whole Stone Oak, again, it belongs to the Northeast Independent School District, and it has really good schools. Actually, MacArthur, Churchill, Reagan, Johnson for high schools, and a lot of the other middle schools and elementaries that are really well ranked. Some of them have pretty important English as a second language programs. So anyway, pretty good, solid school district. But what I really like about Stone Oak personally is the way that it has, hills. You go up, you go down, and that to me it's really important. There are some other places where everything is pretty leveled, and I personally don't like that. So for me, that was important. So once I moved into Stone Oak, I used to live in the typical Stone Oak area. So right now there's a lot of very well-established neighborhoods. Some of them have what a lot of people are looking for, which are lifeguards, such as Sonterra, the Heights of Stone Oak, that they do have actual lifeguards. And you see different prices because each one of those subdivisions, it's comprised about other smaller subdivisions. So that's if having a lifeguard is important to you, be sure that you will find it in the Stone Oak area. Now, after I lived in that typical Stone Oak considered area, which has grown incredibly, and there's really not a whole lot of new developments going, because again, at the end of the day, there's so much land, right? So even though there's still a lot of beautiful green spaces that now they're starting to sell, At this particular moment, November 2023, there's not a whole lot of new housing development, okay? But I see every time that I drive there, because even though I don't live there, I live across the street, basically on the other side of 281. I do see that there's a lot of property that now it's being offered for sale. So I'm pretty sure that as the months go by, we'll start seeing potentially more new residential developments coming up. I will make it a point to find out by going into the San Antonio Business Journal, because that's usually there where they say where the next projects are going to go. But the other side where I live now, which is by the JW Marriott, I think it's gorgeous. The Cibola Canyon subdivision, I've spoken about it. I've made videos about it, but I simply love it over here. I love having to go up a hill to come into my home, and I love the trails and everything. But the thing to consider here is that you have two school districts that are cater to Cibola Canyons. One is Northeast Independent School District, and the other one is Judson Independent School District, which we can talk about a lot. We can talk about it a lot more. In the Stone Oak area, you have your really high-end homes. I mean, I'm talking about very expensive homes in very exclusive subdivisions. I mean, for instance, there is one inside the Santera Country Club called the Enclave, which has very beautiful properties, very exclusive. And like I said, there's a gate within the lifeguard gate. So you also have Canyon Springs, which is another high-end subdivision. So in essence, we have Waterford Heights, which is within the Heights of Stone Oak. So you have a great variety, 180-degree variety of prices. So you have your entry level, which right now for Stone Oak, it's probably about $230, that you can buy a very basic home in very good school districts. So like if you're just not coming in a big plan, but a smaller plan, you can find great house in the upper 200s, lower 300s, a decent house, and you can go from there. So everything here, again, the great the things that make Stone Oak so valuable to me, it's the closest to the airport, downtown, the 410 area, and now it also has its own medical center, which is the other thing that I was talking about. The medical center here in the area of Stone Oak, it's incredible. You have great hospitals, lots of private practitioners in all the different kinds of medicine. So you really don't have to go to the other side of town, not the other side of town, but the northwest side, to be able to be close to medical centers. So that's the other thing that makes Stone Oak very desirable. The medical area, so again, the schools, proximity to the airport, proximity to downtown too, and also because it's a great access to I-35 North if you're gonna, want to be close to the outlets or to Austin, things like that. So in a nutshell, Stone Oak has absolutely everything you need, from, affordable housing to super luxury housing, very close to the airport, or other very high luxury areas such as Hill Country Village, which I will talk in a separate episode. The schools and the medical center, great restaurants as well, and shopping. So we don't have a big mall with big anchor stores per se, but you have boutiques and things like that, lots of movie theaters and things. So everything you need to make Stone Oak your next house, okay? Or your next place to live. Hey, my friends. I can't move my hand. So previous video was talking about the perks of living in Stone Oak, and because it has its own medical center. And so today I'm at the orthopedist to try to get a steroid shot for my tennis elbow, and now my left hand can't move. But anyway, wanted just to add this quick to our series of Stone Oak. So not only great medical facilities, but also great, great. When you're from Mexico City, it's hard to dub great any other city's cuisine experience. But anyway, decent place to eat. We have Chama Gaúcha, which is a great steakhouse, and others here in Stone Oak. But this is just one of the perks. So, great schools, great shopping, great medical center. That is why I live in Stone Oak. All right, well, thank you so much. This was Stone Oak, and then we'll move along to other areas here in San Antonio. Let me know if you have any specific questions about Stone Oak. Be sure to like these videos. Let me know what you think about them. And again, if you have specific questions to an area I haven't covered yet, feel free to send it over. Click on the link, subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about them. And again, if you have specific questions to an area I haven't covered yet. It's me again. Thank you so much for stopping by. Just wanted to say real quick, if you want to check out some of our previous content, feel free to check out and click over here. And for our newest content, just do it on the opposite side. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, an invitation for you to subscribe and like our content. And I hope to see you here very often.